Welcome back to the channel. It's the Ben Dyke Show. Make sure you let me know in the chat down there how the audio is. We always like to make the best possible experience for everyone. And let me know in the chat where you're chiming in from, maybe what gas prices are doing where you live, because I believe what we're seeing right now is an absolute movement by President Trump. And I believe President Trump, along with his administration, I'm going to go ahead and say they know exactly what they're doing. That's just my thought process right now. And what they're doing, and we're probably going to get a little salty today. We got the salty t-shirt on because of what happened with the United States Navy and the submarine service, which I am very proud of, very proud to have been a part of. And I would go back today if they would let me. They probably wouldn't. But there was something major that happened last night I want to talk about a little bit first. This is the Senate. 53 members of the Senate voted to continue doing exactly what President Trump wants. But the number that really should concern you is 47 members of the Senate voted with the Iranian Guard Regime Coalition, I think is what the IGRC is. Listen to this crap. They actually voted with Iran.
On this, the yeas are 47, the nays are 53. The motion to discharge is not approved.
That should worry you. Now, one of the people that voted with Democrats, as usual, Rand Paul, one of the Democrats that voted with the Republicans to continue this Operation Epic Fury, is John Fetterman. And it seems like Fetterman is now more conservative than Rand Paul or Thomas Massey's a congressman, so he wasn't part of this. Donald Trump has now done enough damage there that the Kurds are sending in their own troops. They are in Iraq. They are going to be moving into Iran. I believe they have been overnight. They have been moving in by the thousands. So the likelihood of American boots on the ground could be pretty low because the Kurds are brutal. They will not play any games with the Iranians, and Iran really effed around and found out whenever they bombed these guys. I want to show you this. This is more information about what the entire game is about. The entire game right now has been about China. And Donald Trump has always talked about, brought up the fact that China has never given America a good deal. China has always been stealing from you, the American taxpayer, the consumer. Go to Walmart and check where everything's made at. And what Donald Trump did was he cut off China's oil supply coming from Venezuela. I think it was about 17%. And then cut off Iran's oil export. I believe China bought 90% of Iran's exports.
No one's more nervous than China. Half their oil imports pass through the Strait of Hormuz. And as of today, the U.S. Navy controls that strait.
Love it.
We already control the Malacca Strait in Southeast Asia, the Strait of Gibraltar, the Suez Canal, and the Panama Canal. The U.S. controls all global shipping choke points. A full naval blockade of China is now possible. Their economy's at our mercy if things ever got saucy. So we're killing two birds with one stone. We stop the #1 state sponsor of terror, and we checkmate the Chinese. And on top of that, if this mission's successful, we'll control nearly all of the world's global oil distribution.
Ooh.
Now, so far, the price of oil isn't going crazy. Monday, it peaked at 80. Today, it's trading at about $76 a barrel, still below what oil averaged under Biden. Now, as we're fighting the Iranians, we're also launching operations in another continent. U.S. Southern Command's currently targeting narco-terrorists in Ecuador. We're juggling ops in two hemispheres. This is the greatest demonstration of American power in decades. And the Chinese and Russians can't do a thing about it. And the whole world sees it. There have been no reported casualties, over the last 48 hours, thank God. And we pray that God protects our troops and that Operation Epic Fury continues to be successful and ahead of schedule.
I love we started side quest. We literally started side quest because there's, we got that much bandwidth in our military. They got rid of the wokeness, which is exactly what I believe needed to happen. We've got war fighters being war fighters. Do me a favor in the chat here. I want to see this. I want to get a good idea of how much gas prices are in your area. Because gas here went up about a nickel is how much it went up here. Post your gas prices in the chat. It's interesting to see how much is happening on the world stage. And more importantly, the people that are noticing it.
What does Trump's new shipping insurance declaration for the Strait of Hormuz, Iran, Venezuela, and the Panama Canal and China all have in common? Well, come on down this rabbit hole with me. And believe it or not, it starts right here in America with protests. I couldn't help but notice that all the protests in the U.S. within hours of the Iranian strike, this seems pretty well organized. In fact, they're all carrying bundles of signs to distribute to the crowd. Look at the nice yellow, black writing. And have you ever noticed that all the people protesting these airstrikes in Iran have the exact same signs, exact same fonts, exact same colors, and in many cases, some of these appear to be the same people from the Venezuela protest a month ago. Also, these signs look very similar to the ICE out protests we saw all across the country, starting in Minnesota, too. Why? That's because they're being funded by the same people. Well, actually, the same country, China.
Wait a second. So we're cutting off their oil supply. We're damaging their economy. We believe that they interfered in our elections. And now we're tracking the money to what they're doing here. Was this the game all along? Was this what Donald Trump wanted to accomplish all along? I damn sure think it feels like that. It feels like Trump had a plan and he is executing the plan. Let me ask you this. Would you trust Joe Biden to do this? Would you trust Kamala Harris to do this? Would you trust, I don't know, James Talrico? Would you trust Jasmine Crockett? Would you trust Ron DeSantis? Ron DeSantis seems like a very viable option coming up in the next election. Would you trust, I don't know, JD Vance to do this? A lot of people are going to have different opinions. What person other than Trump do you think could handle what's happening right now? If Trump was not the president, who would you trust to handle this? But it damn sure seems like if Trump can find out, if he can prove that that China was tinkering in our elections, looks like they're tinkering on our streets. How does this change the game? Is this the ultimate revenge move by the president?
A New York-based leftist group identified by the State Department as linked to the Chinese Communist Party, the People's Forum, that our own State Department has linked back to China. So who are these folks? They're a New York City-based nonprofit organization, operating tax-exempt, by the way, founded in 2017. And who do they get money from? Oh, look, according to the House Ways and Means Committee, the People's Forum admitted to receiving over $20 million in funding from Neville Roy Singman.
I'll be damned.
Wealthy U.S. expat living in Shanghai with long documented ties to the CCP. Fun fact also, this guy's married to Jody Evans. She's the founder of Code Pink, who used to be really critical of China until she got married to him back in 2017.
Well, I'll be damned. Neville Roy Singham lives in China, funding all the crap. married to the co-founder of Code Pink. Are you starting to figure this out yet, guys? Are you understanding what the hell's happening right now? Because it damn sure seems like that we, the American people, are getting played. And the people that are playing us, they don't really want us to know that we understand the game. That's what's occurring. Sorry, I had to move some stuff around there. But holy crap, boys and girls, it's getting a little spicy, isn't it? I love that we're starting to understand. I want to say there was a photo. Let me see here. Let me connect some other dots for you. You want these? Oh, here we go. Let's go right here. Who's this lady in all black standing with all these Code Pink morons? Who is that lady? I believe she used to be a congresswoman. Marjorie Trader Green, by any chance? Is it starting to quote The Big Lebowski? I think it ties the room together. I think it's tying the room together, man. The rug is tying the room all together, and new shit has come to light. These people are criminals. They play us like games. And sadly, there's a lot of people. What's Code Pink? If you don't know what Code Pink is, go look it up. Don't be a contrarian. Look it up. If you don't understand what that is, maybe that's part of your problem. Maybe this is not class time. Look that up. Code Pink. Hell, you might be a card-carrying member and didn't even realize it. Right? Real KRO, thank you for the super chat. Let me go ahead and give you this one.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Boom, we could do Boom Shakalaka. We love the Boom Shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it. They say, sir, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing a Boom Shakalaka. And they say, sir, we've never seen anybody do it quite like you're doing it, but we're doing it very well. And I could say that.
There you go. Boom Shakalaka. We had Sean on yesterday. Caught that little audio clip there. New member, Crime Dog. Thank you, Crime Dog. Don't break the law. Who sang that song? Breaking the law, breaking the law. Was that George Thorogood, maybe? Listen to this. This will spice up the morning for you.
Sean, in the words of Congresswoman Omar, I love you like a brother. And I want you to understand, I'm not trying to dodge your question.
He loves them like a brother, to quote Ilhan Omar. Gosh, you got to love the trolling that's happening there. You see all this information that's just rolling out. It's so beautiful to watch. Now we've got more information coming to light. New shit has come to light, man.
As the Biden administration released billions of dollars to Iran that were frozen, money that was frozen because of sanctions. Biden released the money, gave it to the mullahs, and the mullahs turned around and financed Hezbollah, Hamas, October 7th, the Houthis, and whatever other terror groups they could fund. That's what happened in the Biden-Harris administration. She's never, ever answered for that. Won't, can't. I don't even know if she knows it. I don't have much regard for Kamala Harris's intellect. But now she's condemning it. Okay. So you, lady, I'm sorry to be disrespectful, were vice president when an American administration for 4 years empowered mullahs in Iran to kill people, including Americans. That's what you did, and said nothing. You said nothing.
The border czar, good old Kamala Harris, didn't say a damn thing when those people were coming through the southern border, did they? Let me go ahead and engage the troll filter. Troll filter engaged. But what do you think about old Bill Riley calling out Joe Biden and dirty knees Kamala? You got her knees dirty a lot with old Willie, Slick Willie Brown. Somebody said, you love John Kennedy. I don't like that he sent my money to Ukraine. I'll tell you that crap. I will always hold a grudge for that. But he's funny. He's funny. And I hope he means well.
But what you're seeing right now, Sean, is a military under President Trump's leadership that's not fighting politically correct, that isn't fighting with its hands tied behind its back. One of the reasons I fear, Sean, that some people in this country lost faith in the military and the capacity to use that military to defend us is because we had a woke Pentagon, because we had a military who at the very highest levels, not the warfighters, was forced to fight a less than full fight. What you're seeing now, Sean, is a military that is unleashed in all of its lethal prowess to go out and seek, destroy, and kill the enemy, which is what militaries are for.
Good song by, I believe it was Metallica. Yes, it was. Seek and Destroy. I can listen to that. I'm going to listen to that on the way to work. Okay? But Stephen Miller brings up a great point. We've actually got war fighters. We've actually got people in uniform that want to do bad things to bad people. And that hasn't happened for a long damn time. We have not had men and women in uniform that actually wanted to fight. And that's what's changed. And that's why in the very beginning of Trump's administration, they tried to get rid of Pete Hegseth. He was the first target to get rid of. He was the very, very first target that they wanted removed. They wanted him gone. Because now we are not playing games. And I have to just go ahead and say, my boys, my silent service, rocking. The United States Navy submarine fleet has done so well. And isn't it ironic? I think Trump planned this whole thing using the USS Minnesota, the Somalian paradise. The USS Minnesota is the submarine, Virginia-class fast attack, that was used to blow this thing out of the water. There are no coincidences in politics. There are no coincidences with Donald Trump. He used the USS Minnesota, Tim Walz, Somalian fraud, Ilhan banging her brother. Ilhan's brother banging her like a screen door in a hurricane. Minneapolis might be the city of brotherly love. But do you love this? And look at this. The left, the submarine force has done so much damage. Democrats are now saying it's a war crime. Kiss my narrow, nappy, veteran, submarine sailor ass. That's what I got to say, brother. I found a friend of mine from the USS Nebraska yesterday on Twitter, on X. Me and this guy served together. I haven't talked to him in 30 years. We reconnected, and it was like we were sitting on the mess deck shooting the shit. Hadn't talked to him in 30 years. You will never find or see a brotherhood like the submarine force. It doesn't. There are certain groups in the military, I'm sure it comes close. It ain't coming close. It is not touching the submarine force. The United States Navy has 22,000 submariners at any given time. It's 0.007% of the United States Navy. Basically 1 in 14,000 people. Right? Okay. Submarine Navy, kicking ass, taking names, committing war crimes for the Democrats. We're getting extra salty today, fellas. Girls, guys. You know, I just don't care anymore. Let me show you. You know, this is an interesting one. Why are we making moves on Venezuela and Iran? Elon Musk, the stage is being set for what to come. I feel like he needs to do that in like a Darth Vader voice. The stage is being set for what is to come. That's my best Darth Vader voice. Get your pup some treats. Thank you for being honest. Appreciate that, Vince. Y'all should go check out Cattle Dog Pet Company. They send every bag of dog treats that you buy through them. It's all natural. They send me a bag for me to give to my service dogs, my veteran service dogs people. Okay. Minneapolis, Minnesota. You've got to love this. I just can't believe. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who the guy, Representative Fallon, whatever state he's from. I want to donate to him.
And, you know, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you know this, but it's been widely reported that in 2008, when Barack Obama was choosing his vice presidential candidate, he had 3 criteria. He wanted to make sure he picked somebody that wasn't as smart as him and had less talent and charisma and couldn't possibly outshine him. So he picked Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden in 2020 used the exact same criteria. He wanted to make sure he picked somebody who wasn't as smart as him, had less talent and charisma, and wouldn't outshine him. And he picked Kamala Harris. And then in 2024, Governor, I think it's very evident why Kamala Harris picked you. The talent pool, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, the talent pool isn't just shallow, brother. We have hit the shore.
He just got trolled right there, and Tim Walz didn't even know it. Look at this. He just called me a retard. I don't even know what that means. Look at this.
I think it's very evident why Kamala Harris picked you. The talent pool, Mr. Chairman.
He's basically blowing slobber bubbles. I wouldn't know how dumb I am. What a basket of... He's a bucket of dildos, is all I got to say. An absolute bucket of dildos. This kid is much smarter than he is.
In my class do. Mostly the 6th graders do a lot, you know. Yeah.
What do they say to you?
Well, they say they really know me for my golden jacket I love, but then they say, oh, it's Trump girl and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't let it get to me.
Problems you see in this country?
Immigration, you know, I love immigrants. If they come here legally. I don't like the word illegally. I like legally. And if they're not going to do that, we have to put some precautions.
As a kid, what do you see as, like, other than immigration, what is the other problems that you see?
Education. The teachers union controls everything. So I like how Donald Trump put in charge of education a lady named Miss Betsy, I think.
Betsy DeVos?
Yes, Miss Betsy DeVos. And I mean, she's just great. She's doing everything we need to. And I heavily support school choice.
Did your parents?
This kid is so much smarter than Tim Walz. If you don't support school choice, I've got an answer for you. You cannot defeat my argument on school choice. I have the ultimate answer for anyone that says school choice is bad. Think about school choice like this. You live in a zip code. There's one grocery store in the zip code. There's one gas station in the zip code. There's one barber. There's one restaurant. Because you live in that zip code, you can only use those businesses. You can never use a business outside of that zip code. How boring would that be? Those businesses, those restaurants, those gas stations can charge whatever they want, and you're stuck there and you're going to pay for it. Those restaurants can spit in your hamburger. You got to eat there because it's the only restaurant. For anyone that doesn't agree with school choice, you are mentally ill. You have a problem with understanding simple logic.
Yep. And would you agree that as governor, ultimately you're responsible if tax dollars are defrauded?
Yes, I would agree.
Would you also agree that calling somebody racist is a serious accusation?
If they are racist, I think it's
I'm
probably
asking
accurate.
you, is that a serious accusation to make about somebody?
I think it's just an observation of reality.
All right. Well,
I think he's got his hair down like that because of Clark Kent. He looks like Clark Kent, the Superman curl.
let's go there. Is it racist for a government official to identify fraud?
No.
No. Is it Islamophobic
To identify fraud?
to identify fraud?
No, I don't believe it would be.
How come multiple whistleblowers have said that your administration told them not to say anything about widespread fraud across multiple agencies because doing so would be considered racist or Islamophobic?
I can't speak to it because it's not anything I would say.
Right. And your wife wouldn't say she loved the smell of burning tires in the morning. Your wife would never say that, would she, Tim? No. Your wife is, a good human being. She would never lie to the American people. Tim Walz would never lie to the American people. Brandon Gill's a good one. I think he won by like a 90% landslide. I think it's amazing that this Brandon Gill is really starting to come into his own. The way he sounds, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a vice presidential hopeful. Secretary of State. I'd love for that guy to roll into some Secretary of State material. Let's talk about this. A little bit of Texas. Y'all got a guy in Texas named James Tallarico. He's a gay preacher. I don't know if you can do that, but whatever. I mean, it bothers me.
I want us all to be aware of is that modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6, which honestly, Representative Hefner surprised me too. Surprised me too, because I am not well versed in this issue area. I'm not a scientist.
He's not a scientist, but he says 6 genders. 6. Can someone name the 6 genders? I don't know that one. I can't think of the 6 genders. I think this guy's going to get struck by lightning. I really believe he is playing with God.
The second way we can tell that Jesus was a feminist was through his teachings. Jesus famously summed up all of his teachings with just 2 commandments: love God and love neighbor. And for that second one, he didn't give any preconditions. He didn't give any qualifications. He didn't give any exemptions. Love thy neighbor, regardless of race, regardless of class, and regardless of gender. In the Gospel of Thomas, which was later omitted from the Bible by church officials, the Gospel of Thomas quotes Jesus as saying, when you make the male and female one and the same, when the male is not male, when the female is not female, then you will enter the kingdom of God. The second way we can tell that Jesus was a feminist was through.
So is God non-binary? Is that what he's saying here? God's non-binary, obviously. Jesus was a feminist. Okay. I think Jesus loved everyone, even the crazy little people like this. I can't believe people are sitting in that church listening to this. I would get up and walk out of there so fast it ain't even funny. Because I don't want to get struck by lightning. And the Lord works in mysterious ways. And the way it's working right now is showing old Tallarico exactly how crazy he is. Ahmaud Arbery is the latest American killed by the virus of racism. The virus kills our black neighbors if they're jogging, playing music, sitting in church, selling CDs, carrying a bag of Skittles. I believe he's referencing white people as the virus. That's what it seems like to me. And I think it's ironic that you have someone like this saying these things. White skin gives me and every white American immunity. Right. The only cure is diagnosing the virus within ourselves. What virus killed the lady on the train? Huh? What virus killed her? That guy is pure evil. I can't believe that people in Texas are actually voting for this clown. But the same people voting for him, well, you know who they are.
In committee, I listened to 15 hours of testimony on this bill. The worst part for me was the number of Christians who used scripture to justify hurting children. Even on this floor today, a member tried to justify a hateful amendment in the name of God's law. So let's talk about that. The first two lines of the Bible, the first two lines in Genesis, use two different Hebrew words to describe God. One is the masculine Hebrew noun for divinity. The second is the feminine Hebrew noun for spirit. God is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary.
Okay. God is non-binary. I'm gonna I gotta run this one through a poll here. Not the kind of poll that James Talawhacker likes. Let's go here. Is God non-binary? Oh, wow. I don't understand how this person is walking around right now. I don't understand how he is not. He's got some problems, but here's the real problem. He was the better choice than Jasmine Crockett. That's weird. He was the better choice than her. What does that make Jasmine Crockett? Gosh, this people.
Kamala Harris endorsed Crockett, but Tallarico took that running away.
Yeah, and I think this should be a warning to a lot of folks that if you run as an anti-Trump candidate, you don't run for something within the Democratic Party as an alternative when it comes to policies and issues, you're going to run into problems. Look, Harris endorsed Crockett. It didn't work. I think that this sets her up in a bad position if we're looking for more 2028 talk from her.
And we'll be talking a lot.
I don't want to hear the word position and Kamala in the same sentence. It makes me want to vomit. It makes me feel uncomfortable. But the Jasmine Crockett crowd is crashing out. Let's see here. Is God non-binary? 5% of you say yes. Avoid thunderstorms. The last time I checked in my Bible, I've always heard God the Father. God the Father. Have you ever heard that phrase? 5% of you are a little strange. Huh. Okay. Wow. Do we have any people living in Texas? That's what I want to know. Is there anybody living in Texas? Do we have any Jasmine Crockett? Let's do this. Did any of you vote for Jasmine Crockett? Did any of you vote for Jasmine Crockett? I mean, I might have spelled Crockett wrong. I'm from Alabama, so I can't really spell that well. But I want to understand, if you did, why you did. Because this lady right here, she's very upset about her vote for Jasmine.
This is not America! Okay, I'm so upset. I cannot believe this is happening to our country. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, Governor Abbott. All y'all. Shame. Shame. Shame on you guys. This is ridiculous. You're going to do whatever you can to suppress our votes. You already gerrymandered everything. You just gotta make it worse. You just gotta make it harder, huh? That's okay. I still fucking voted you.
There you go. She's very upset that Jasmine lost. I'm really surprised by her crash out. It makes me happy though. It really makes me happy to see this many people freaking out. And I believe people like Jasmine Crockett voters need to really, I would say, get right with God, maybe. Let's check this out. I want you to see this one. Beto O'Rourke. He's a Beta O'Rourke, a cuck. He just came out and endorsed James Tallarico. Just endorsed Tallarico. Look at this. I don't know what this means. Wow. I think Democrats may have their new golden child, James Tallarico. And here's the ultimate one that I've got for you. Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no in the chat. Oh, there was no audio on that? My bad. Let's go. I'll play that clip again. Hold on just a second. Let's go right here. I'll play that clip again. Where is it? And here we go. I'll play that clip again. There we go.
Yeah, I've never been more excited. I mean, let's start with James Tallarico. This is one of, if not the most talented politicians I have ever seen. Those of us who have watched his career in the Texas House have known that he's incredibly talented, but for the rest of the nation, they got to see him in the closing months of this really competitive primary, fought against another generational talent in Jasmine Crockett, who made James an even better candidate. We couldn't ask for anyone better to be at the top of the ticket. Yeah, I've never been more excited.
I believe what the Democrat Party is going to do. I believe what they're going to do is James Tallarico, Mamdani, 2028. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I think that's the perfect presidential ticket. You get all the Islamo fascist, you get all the password people, and you bring them together. I believe that could very well be their plan. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I believe the Democrat Party would do something that stupid. There's not many people that would do something that stupid, but if I had to leave it to anyone to do that, it would be the Democrat Party. I feel like they are the ones that could pull this off. Are you all ready to be pissed off? Because I've got some news here that is probably going to piss you off. And I don't mean to share this, but I feel like you need to know it. I believe you need to know what's happening right here. The DOJ's auto pin case against Joe Biden and aides closed by prosecutors. Closed by prosecutors. Janine Pirro, U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro's office is dropping the probe into whether former President Joe Biden and his aides unlawfully used an auto pin. I want you to digest this. Despite pressure from Trump, the Department of Justice failed to build a criminal case against Joe Biden and his aides for using the auto pin. Says this is the latest example of how the DOJ is failing to follow through on Trump's desires. I don't understand why. There's a lot of people asking why. I don't have that answer. I don't understand. But look down at the bottom. The auto pin analyzed Biden's January 19th pardons for the Biden family members, Anthony Fauci, General Milley, J6 committee, and Gerald, I don't know that guy's name, Lundergan. I really don't know who the hell that is. I don't know who Gerald Lundergan is. I'm sure it's somebody important. But this was a state, well, it's District of Columbia. That's what's happening here. Okay? And I don't understand why it's happening, but it is. This is not good for America. Not good for America at all. Okay? We're losing when people like this get away with this crap. And sadly, they continue to get away with it. And I don't know why or how that we're not seeing more. It chaps my butt. I could scream from the rooftops on this one. It really, really pisses me off. Okay. That one cooks me. I don't understand what the hell's going on. I can't figure it out. Something is happening there. There is no excuse. There is no reason. Somebody said here, read 1 John. This is exactly what he was warning us of. Okay. Antichrist and false teachers, wolves in sheep's clothing. Thank you, Asphalt Man. James Tallarico could very well be exactly what you're talking about there. Douche Elias. Douche, I ain't seen you in a while. You used to be a member. LFG. Looking for guns. Is that what LFG stands for? Maybe. Texas is under a battle. If we lose Texas, we're cooked. Florida. If we lose Florida, we're cooked. If we lose some of these states with a lot of electoral votes, we're cooked. You know it as good as I do. You know it as good as I do. I think we've just got to keep fighting. I don't know how long we keep fighting or how much longer we can keep fighting. But Texas did something right. They got rid of this clown. Look at this guy they got rid of. Dan Crenshaw back in 2020. Rest in peace, St. Floyd. You should be with us today. Well, he was a crack addict. That's why he's not here. Okay? That's why he's not here. Dan Crenshaw, you're not here either. Maybe you can get a job as a social worker in the prison system. Maybe that's the best thing you could do for America is go and, take care of some prisoners. I don't know. I believe what's happening there's some plans happening. I don't know how many of you watch this guy anymore, but I damn sure don't. Let's go here. See what you think of this guy. He lost all credibility with me.
I got to go to Congress and provide my documents because we're going after, Jack Smith. So the Democrats are trying to put me in prison. They run show trials on HBO. So obviously, it's not that I'm being paid off by Trump. I've been persecuted for supporting him. So I want to now pay out on this. I want to save the country, secure the border, find the missing kids. I want to believe. But I'm not in a cult. I'm not delusional. So I was like, I'm critical. This is overall good. But and now I'm just like, now I'm having to think of the off ramp. Nick, we've talked about this privately. You're targeted too. They're going to kill you at your house. This is your name's Nick J. Fuentes. I'm Alex E. Jones. We're real people. We're under attack. So we're in the real world. You do what you think's right. I do what I think's right. You're not paid by people. I'm not. We're just our fans. So to me, I needed Trump as my lifeboat may not be perfect, but it's the lifeboat I've got. And I'm watching it sink by its own. And so this is horrifying. And so, but I can't sign on to covering up Epstein. I can't sign on to World War III. And so that's why I tried to promote the optimism, because I fucking need this, man. Like, I want to fix the country. I want to turn it around. So it's not that I was delusional. I still hope we can turn it around, but I just, sorry, go ahead. You get what I'm saying?
He almost turned on the tears, Glenn Beck style.
I get it. And listen, like I said, I don't think that everybody that supported Trump was being dismissive about these concerns.
They go on to call Trump a Trojan horse, which I can't deal with these people. I think they're delusional. I think they blame everything on certain people because of where they're born. I don't trust certain governments, but I'm not going to blame people whenever I have no other answer, or whenever I just don't want to accept other answers. Right now you've got Candace Owens coming out with like 7 or 8 videos showing Erica Kirk carrying a gun. You've got her blaming or saying that Charlie Kirk was not the baby's daddy, like some Maury Povich level crap. And I can't get behind it. I just can't get behind it. These people have ran out of gimmicks. They have ran out of charades. And they're so desperate for dopamine or whatever click they're trying to get that they're unwatchable. They have lost so much credibility. From me, you're welcome to watch them. You do whatever you think. Okay? You do whatever you want. I don't care what you watch. I don't care what you believe. I really don't. I might argue with you. I'll argue with you. I'll debate you. We don't have to call each other racist whenever we debate each other. There's no need for that. Thank you for the cuss jar comments. Appreciate it. But you're going to see more and more people. The more successful Trump is in Iran, the more successful that he is, the more wackos that are going to come out. That is the real problem. There are so many people that are so upset by him being successful that they can't stand it. I want to know who or what country is paying them to say those things. China, Iran, #1 state sponsor of terror. Go for it. Figure that one out on your own, right? You know exactly what's happening. Megyn Kelly's a clown. I don't even want to talk to her. I don't even want to show any information that she's putting out. Let me show you this one. This is disgusting, and then we'll grab some calls here. I want to get some reaction to this. We got any veterans in the chat?
A reminder to all our Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. No one wants to fight for Israel.
Oh my God, he put his hand in the door.
Thank you for your service. Senator broke his hand. The senator broke his hand.
I don't care. I don't care if they broke the guy's hand. I really don't. He puts on his uniform. I hope he's active duty and gets court-martialed.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel. Let's go. Come on, let's go. America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your exemptness as leaders. This is wrong, and nobody wants to fight for Israel.
I have never seen anything more disgusting than someone in the Marine Corps dress uniform doing something like that. I don't know what your thoughts are on this. I'd love to get your opinion. I'd love to get a couple of phone calls this morning. If you're a veteran in the chat, apparently he is a Marine. He is they have verified this guy's service. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking about this. I think he's a disgrace. I don't understand how there's any doubt about this. Let's go James in Virginia. What you got, James?
Hey, we got our first gun law just been passed by our Senate. If you're a person and you've got a teenager in the house and anybody under 18, you don't secure your guns properly. It's class 4 misdemeanor. If you also have any type of convicted felon in the house, then you got to secure those guns.
Oh, I think I hung up. I think we got disconnected, James. West Virginia, what you got? I think we got disconnected with James.
Yeah, I got you, Ben. I'm a proud Marine vet.
How proud are you of this guy?
You know, if he wants to do that, he needs to be in his civvies, especially the dress blues. That's not a normal uniform. And I'm trying real hard not to lose it right here, right now. And you can hear it in my voice. I can feel a gall coming up in the back of my throat right now. That uniform, everything on that uniform symbolizes something. For him to put that uniform on and disgrace all the ones that have shed blood, that have stood, Belleau Wood, frozen chosen. All right. The reason we're not speaking German or Japanese right now is for the ones that went before us. Look, if he wants to shoot his mouth off and run that stupid horse crap about Israel, yeah, that's his business. Hey, he's a United States citizen. He has constitutional rights and everything else. But that freaking clown right there needed to do it in his civvies and not disgrace that uniform right there. That makes me want to just, reach through the screen and choke his eyeballs out. And I don't think any Marine who's a real Marine. Here's the thing, people. We took an oath to support the Constitution, not some freaking policy, not some freaking politician. The Constitution, what it stands for. That's what we swore an oath to. For him to stand there in those blues like that and scream at his command, his authority, his chain of command, you know?
Let me play this clip of this guy. You take care, brother. God bless you. Let me play the clip of this guy. Let me do this. We got some people fired up about this Marine. A video I took. His name is Brian. They're saying he's a viral symbol of strength. Does anybody think this guy's a viral symbol of strength? Let's see here. Let's see what kind of strength he exudes. For all you Marines, Semper Fi. I don't know what you want to say about this.
Our senators are willing to send our men and women to die for Israel. Our Senate.
Do you think this has anything to do with the seditious six? So this guy is named Brian McGinnis. Look at the flag he's got on. He's got an Iranian flag, and I think that's a Palestinian flag. I don't know. I can't keep track of all the flags that the Democrats are wearing. Looks like he's got his mouth in the right position for what a lot of you think about him. Right? Turn some calls back on here. I had to turn the calls off for a second. Look at this guy, man. Talk about unhinged. Let's go line 3. What you got, line 3?
Yes, the guy that was on there earlier talking about the guns, I really think guns should be titled. As soon as they come off the factory, they should be rifled and titled.
Why?
And that way, that will, well, it put responsibility where it belongs.
Where does it belong?
To the owner of the gun.
So you want the gun titled like a car. So when you sell it, you have to sign the title over.
Yes, sir. That would if I sold it to my friend, I'd sign the title over, and that would go to him.
So you don't,
responsibility would go to him.
So you don't believe that just owning guns is your right under the Constitution?
Well, yes, sir. I do believe that. Yes. What I'm trying to solve is not the right to own the gun, but the responsibility of the gun.
I can't agree with you here. I want guns sold in vending machines. I want to be able to go down to the 7-Eleven and buy as many guns as I want. I don't want more restriction on guns.
Well, I ain't really trying to put a restriction there. I'm wanting responsibility for the gun. I don't want some retard like that went out and shot Charlie Kirk to be able to just get a gun. I want that responsibility.
He bought the gun legally.
I want him to be responsible for the gun.
He bought the gun legally.
Well, he got his grandfather's gun, in which I think that the responsibility of that gun should fall back to the person who owns the gun.
Do you live in an HOA? Do you live in an HOA?
Nope. I
because
sure
it
don't.
sounds like you would, because you want more.
No,
you
I
want
would
more
not.
restrictions.
No, I don't. It ain't the it's the responsibility part. If there was more responsibility, I believe there would be less shootings.
You mean to tell you something I learned in the military?
Whoa, I'm responsible for
Hold
this
on.
gun. Let me lock it up.
Hold on. You mean to tell you something I learned in the military? You can
Yes, sir. Go
delegate.
ahead.
You can delegate authority. You cannot delegate responsibility. You really need to rethink some things, in my opinion. I don't want more restrictions on guns. Move to Australia if you want that. Okay? I don't have time for that kind of conversation. I don't want more restrictions on the gun. The guns are what's killing people. Right. The guns are what's killing people. Go here, line 3. What you got?
How are you doing, Ben?
A little confused. I don't want more restrictions on my rights that are defined under the Second Amendment. I don't need more restrictions.
Neither do I. But I have a couple things I'd like to touch on, if you don't mind.
Make her quick.
One,
we got them rolling
I would
in.
like to thank you. I would like to thank you for your service.
Appreciate
you. Submariners are one of the tier 1 operators. I don't care what you say.
I don't know about that.
There are very few of you guys that are smart enough to do that. Now, this Marine that's on the channel, he doesn't have a combat infantry badge. I don't see a Purple Heart.
He's got a combat action ribbon and a presidential unit citation. He does have a combat action ribbon. And he's a sergeant in the Marine Corps.
I see that. But would you want him leading you into a operation where he gets his damn hand stuck in the door? I mean, that's kind of off the wall.
I won't disparage his service, because looking at him there, to become a sergeant in the Marine Corps, you have to have done something right. Now,
yes, sir.
I don't believe he's active duty right now, but he's using the uniform for something that no one should ever use the uniform for, and that's a political statement. And I don't believe he should do that.
I think that's against the law, or against the Uniform Military Code of Justice.
I don't believe he's active duty anymore. I think he's out and he's running for Senate, which makes sense.
And the the other thing I wanted to say is, it's a damn shame when the people of Iran love our president more than the Democrats.
Well, the Democrats voted with the Iranian government to stop Trump from liberating them. So that's interesting. Kerry, you take care, brother. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 2. What you got, line 2?
Oh, man. More restrictions on guns. Yeah, because criminals love to follow the law.
Put up gun-free zone signs. Those are really good at schools.
Ben, pencils, misspell words, cars create traffic violations. Let's just, everything's upside down, brother. Thanks for taking my call.
The only reason people are fat is because of the forks. Forks and spoons is what causes diabetes. Forks and spoons, diabetes, type whatever. Lines are open. Let's go here. Line 4. What you got? Line 4. Flying in on the calls.
Hey, Ben, it's Brandy in Fort Worth. Hey, so that guy, I think all these service members that are burning the flag and acting a fool, I feel like they need to have psych evals for these people, because TDS is totally real, right? It's running rampant through our nation. And didn't they take an oath to protect against foreign and domestic enemies, right? They are definitely enemies if they are that confused in the head. And can we not find these people and find out where did they go wrong? Where are they getting their information from? Because those people were trained by the government. And so they're basically the government's responsibility too, to a certain extent still, right?
I think you're close to right on some of those things, and maybe some are a little too extreme for me. But Brandy, you take care. I appreciate it. Chris in Arkansas. What you got, Chris?
Hey, Ben, man, with these callers talking about restrictions on guns, last time I checked, now I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't claim to be the most educated person in the world.
Yeah.
But the Second Amendment said the right of the people to own and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Wait a second, Chris. Chris, wait a second. You sound like a lunatic.
Yeah, man. I'm the one who, I believe if I've got the money to and the means to buy a tank, I should be able to own a tank.
I'm saving up for a fighter jet. I'm saving up for a fighter jet.
Yes. Joe Biden a few years ago made the statement. He said, if you think you can take a stand against your government with rifles, hey, you need to look into some tanks and some fighter jets and stuff. It's crazy, man. And
here, let me ask you a quick question. I'm going to grab these other calls. Do you think criminals obey the law? Do you think criminals obey the law? Let's go line 5. What do you got, line 5?
Hi, this is Chris in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
And I watched the full video of that Marine guy.
Sure.
And it was a setup.
What was set up?
That whole thing of him jumping up and yelling what he did, and the whole video, it was a setup to be videoed and put on social media.
Oh, you gotta be crazy. I would never believe anything like that. Thank you for calling. I would never believe anything like that. Here's a friendly picture of the same guy. His name is Brian McGinnis. Brian McGinnis. This man is oh, here we go. I love this. Let's go line 6. What you got?
Hi.
Yeah, go for it.
Hi, Ben. So I was wondering, with Trump derangement syndrome and everything, and the new Trump RX site, I wonder how long it's going to take for them to actually sell Trump derangement syndrome medication. I would love to see that for sale on the Trump RX website.
I don't know. I don't know what they would prescribe other than maybe a little bit of time in a room with the Bible. Thank you. Maybe a timeout with the Bible. Uh-oh, we got the end of this.
Witness.
Hold up. Let's play the end of this clip. Here's a little bit of the outside part Okay, let's do this. I want to see what else we've got here. I want to see what else. Douche, thank you for becoming a member. I want to see what else happened here with this guy. Let me see if I can shrink this a little bit to see what exactly. I don't know why this is let me see. Okay, here we go. We can get the full footage here after he broke his own arm. And I'll say he broke his. This is the second half of the video. Let's see what we got.
Why are you here? Why are you getting arrested?
Free Palestine, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Palestine.
Oh my God. I got to stop it right there. He just invoked the Marine anthem, the Marine fight song from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. West Vault, all my Marine vets. Woo, boy.
Why are you here? Why are you getting arrested?
Free Palestine, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Palestine will be free.
Oh my God, they broke his arm. Oh man. We just witnessed a Marine veteran interrupting the hearing, and they broke his arm. Why did he interfere? Because there is a war in Iran, and our military brothers and sisters are going to die for Israel, and we are here to say no, we do not support Israel.
Just a reminder, Code Pink hung out with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Code Pink, funded by China. Code Pink has an operation in Iran.
We do not want to die for Israel. Stop the war in Iran right now. And what did they do to him? They pulled him out, got his arm trapped in a door, broke his arm, tackled him to the ground. It was a very, very intense situation.
Please stand up as a Marine. Stand up.
Did he break his own arm? Because it looked like there he put his arm into the door on purpose. Look what happens with his arm.
As a Marine, stand up.
So there's that. The door closes, and he's got his arm trying to hold on.
America does not want to fight this war in Iran, and the soldiers don't, right?
Wow. I can't believe he went halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli on our ass. Lines are open. Wow. I am stunned. James, make it quick. I never normally take 2 calls from anyone.
Well, I'm gonna make it quick on the Marine. It's no doubt he's suffering from TDS.
Okay.
But we need to build more mental institutions for people like that. That's the
Reagan
only
got rid of
solution.
those. James, you take care,
Well, we
brother.
need to bring them back. Thank you,
I
buddy.
got you. Let's go here. Line 6. Turn the audio down.
Sorry about that. David Corson, Lake Lanier.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben. That Marine, that was a disgrace that I just watched. Unfreaking believable. But I'm not going to let one person ruin, there's always a one rotten apple that ruins it for everybody. On the gas gig, Donald Trump's going to, if he can pull this off, he's going to own all the gas, on all of the outlets that all the gas or oil runs around the world. And China's in big trouble, and so is Russia. So I'm saying go for it. The only thing I'm worried about is I know he's having a meeting with the military complex, and that we might run out of ammunition while we're out there.
That's a lie.
Because
do not fall into that,
is that
lie.
a lie.
That is a complete and utter lie. That the news media is spinning. They're running out of missiles. That is a freaking lie.
The only thing that I was worried about is because, tell me if I'm wrong, or if I'm interpreting what they said is that, let's say a destroyer, once they use up all their Tomahawks, their missiles, they got to go back into a port to get reloaded and, refueled, and et cetera, for weapons. Am I correct on that? Because you're in a submarine. If you shot,
they have supply ships within the battle group. Supply ships.
So they
are
can
within
do
the
that
battle
out
group.
on the ocean, which I thought that they could do.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct, right?
That's absolutely right.
last but not least, Texas getting rid of Al Green, that turncoat John Crenshaw, and Jasmine Crockett. They still have a mess down there. I was pretty bummed out that Leslie Hunton dropped out of the race because it would put Paxton over. And now I hear that John
I got to grab
Cornyn
this other one, brother. I appreciate
all right.
you.
Have a great
God
day. I
bless you.
appreciate
Mark, Pittsburgh.
Well, they got to give that dude something. I don't know what's wrong with that cat, but he needs to get 301, as they say in Pittsburgh. Put him away for a little bit. I don't know if 301 is the same as down where you live, but he needs to go away for a couple of days.
I agree. You take care, Mark. God bless you. Let me play this clip of this clown. Let's go.
You think the Free Palestine movement promotes hate? You're wrong. Please take it from me, an American veteran, Brian McGinnis. It's not. I am genuinely speaking up for Palestine because Palestinians have been oppressed militarily for 77 years, and it is wrong. That's the true direction of hate here, is that hating the Palestinians and is killing them and brutally terrorizing them for years and years and years. And now they're turning around and acting as if they're the victims and they're the ones that are experiencing hate. Just know that the Kafia and the Free Palestine movement.
How much are they paying this guy? How much money is he getting paid to do this? That's what's bothering me here. That's what's really freaking bothering me, is how much they're paying him. I can't figure it out. How much they're paying him and who is paying him. That's the big one. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Give me a call. Let me know who you think is paying him. China? Too many SSRIs? I don't know. Maybe not enough wiener pills. Maybe he needs more wiener pills. I don't know, guys. Let's grab some more calls here before we got to bounce out of here and go to work. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ooh. Gonna get uglier. What do you got? Line 2.
Hey Ben, I like the colored lights behind your guitar, man. That's a good effect.
Thank you.
You know what's worse? What is worse than stolen valor? That guy right there. He's living in a fantasy land. There is no Palestine. There is none. It doesn't exist, but only in their warped minds. They're all living in their own fantasy land.
You might be right. You might be right, Bobby. These people they're so out to lunch on so many points that I just don't know how this plays out. But it seems like that they have found their next Mike Brown, their next Trayvon Martin, their next whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They found their
I
next
know what
one.
you mean.
White dudes
Let
for
me
Harris.
give you a quick.
I'm going to grab this other one. Sorry about that, Bobby. Grab line 2. What you got?
I'm a woman and a truck driver. This is Lisa from Greenwood, Arkansas.
Sure. What you got,
And
Lisa?
I see them men all the time out here. And he's got a woman from over there that bows down, does everything for him, and he wants to keep it that way. He don't want that woman to get any idea that she's free.
Good point. I need to find me a gal like that because my wife would whoop my ass. Lisa, take care. Great call. This is all about controlling the women. Maybe I need to get on board with that. What does that say? What does that say? Let's go line 5. What do you got, line 5?
Good morning, Ben. This is Shelby from What the Heck Have They Been Shamokin in Pennsylvania. But yes, this guy is deranged and a disgrace to the uniform. And the one thing I wanted to say about the woman and everybody saying that we're fighting for Israel. Well, number one, Israel is our ally.
All right. Now,
number 2, God is real. Jesus is real. The Israeli people are God's people. And we're not just fighting for them. We're fighting for the United States of America. And like you were talking about the other day, there are sleeper cells in this country. There are terrorists infiltrating our country, and they came from Iran mostly. So they can take it and stuff it up the booty hole. That's their, mindset. These people are whack jobs.
Wow.
But yeah.
Let me grab this other. I just got new information. I got to show this, Lisa. Thank you for your call. Or sorry, I forget her name. Damn it, I'm distracted here. Let me show you something that's just came across the hotline. Somebody just sent me this. This is an image of this guy. This is an image of this dude with his wife and family. Does it make sense now? Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Does that make sense now of who he's working? Wow. Okay. Oh, where is he at? It says, I think that's a North Carolina sort of wolf pack thing there, right? I hope they're having bacon sandwiches for dinner. So he's got a wife and a headdress, whatever that's called, burqa. 4 kids. The daughter is obviously going to be persecuted. Wow. If he's got a security clearance, I don't know what that guy does for a living, but damn. That's an interesting one, guys. I can't wrap my head around that. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Give me a call. Let me know what you think of this. We got 3,000 some odd people, 3,500 watching. Line 2, go right ahead, line 2.
Good morning, Ben.
Yeah, what you got?
Hey, I think we just need to stop calling them Democrats, stop calling them Canadians, stop calling them Mexicans. We need to understand that what we're dealing with is communists. They're all commies, and we need to wake up to it. Call a spade a spade. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
How do we get rid of it? How do we beat an ideology? I don't know how you defeat an ideology. You can defeat people on the battleground. Somebody says BS photo. I don't believe so. It came from Laura Loomer. Laura's usually not wrong. There you go. Looks like we might have some commies in the chat. Let's see here. Did this Marine disrespect the uniform? Look at this. Look at this poll here. Did the Marine disrespect the uniform? 94% say yes. 6% say no. Do me a favor. Follow me over on X right here at Navy Vet. I'll put that in the chat. We share all of that stuff. We share all of it. And James Tallarico. Oh, gosh. These guys are insane. Let's go right here. And I want to give everybody a big boom shakalaka.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, Boom, we could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka. You know, nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it. They say, "Sir, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm doing a boom shakalaka." And they say, "Sir, we've never seen anybody do it quite like you're doing it, but we're doing it very well." And I can say that.
There you go. Guys, gals, girls, I really appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. The Marine's a clickbait hero. I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. You guys take care. Stay out of trouble. God bless you and God bless America. Marines, go wash your eyes out for watching that clown misrepresent you all.